Devil! Do you dare approach me? Begone, vile insect, or rather stay so I may trample you to dust. That I could, with the extinction of your miserable existence, restore those victims whom you have so diabolically murdered.
I expected this reception. All men hate the wretched. How then must I be hated, who am miserable beyond all living things? Yet you, my creator, detest and spurn me, thy creature, to whom thou art bound by ties only dissoluble by the annihilation of one of us. Do your duty towards me, and I will do mine towards you. If you refuse, I will glut the maw of death until it be satiated with the blood of your remaining friends.
Abhorred monster, fiend that thou art, the tortures of hell are too mild a vengeance for thy crimes. Come on, then, that I may extinguish the spark which I so negligently bestowed.
I entreat you to hear me. O Frankenstein, do not be equitable to every other, and trample upon me alone, whom thy justice, and even thy clemency and affection is most due. Remember that I am thy creature. I ought to be thy Adam, but am rather the fallen angel. I was benevolent and good. Misery made me a fiend. Let your compassion be moved, and do not disdain me. Listen to my tale.
Victor was partly urged by curiosity, and a compassion confirmed his resolution. He felt these duties, and consented to listen. The creature thus began his tale of misery. He told of time spent in the woods, learning to distinguish between the operations of his various senses. He was beaten, and then hid from the brutality of men in a hovel where he watched a family from the shadows. There, he learned the ways of man. Benevolence and generosity were ever present before him. He learned to feel for the family and was wretched when they cast him out as a devil. He spent a few miserable weeks in the woods before reaching the environs of Geneva. It was then that he found and killed Frankenstein's brother. When his tale was through, the creature asked something of Frankenstein, demanding cooperation or that he would wreak havoc on the whole of mankind.
Create a female for me, with whom I can live in the interchange of those sympathies so necessary for my being. This you alone can do, and I demand it of you, as a right which you must not refuse to concede.
I do refuse it, and no torture shall ever extort a consent from me. Be gone, I have answered you.
You are in the wrong. I am content to reason with you. I am malicious because I am miserable. Am I not shunned and hated by all mankind? You, my creator, would tear me to pieces in triumph. Remember that, and tell me why I should pity man more than he pities me. Shall I respect man when he contemns me? I will revenge my injuries if I cannot inspire love. Have a care. I will work at your destruction, nor finish until I desolate your heart so that you shall curse the hour of your birth. I demand a creature of another sex, but as hideous as myself. Our lives will not be happy, but they will be harmless, and free of the misery I now feel. Oh, my creator, make me happy.
Frankenstein was moved, but shuddered at the possible consequences of his consent.
Do I not, as his maker, owe him all the portion of happiness that it was in my power to bestow?
The creature saw this change of feeling and continued.
If you consent, neither you nor any other human being shall ever see us again. I will go to the vast wilds of South America. My food is not that of man. The sun will shine on us. The picture I present to you is peaceful and human, and you must feel that you could deny it only in wantonness of power and cruelty.
Frankenstein was still tentative and expressed this hesitancy.
But a moment ago you were moved by my representations, and why do you again harden yourself to my complaints? I swear to you by the earth which I inhabit and by you that made me, that, with the companion you bestow, I will quit the neighborhood of man. My evil passions will have fled. In my dying moments I shall not curse my maker.
These words had a strange effect on the man. Victor often wished to console him, but when he looked upon the filthy mass that spoke, his heart sickened.
Have I the right to withhold from him the small portion of happiness which was yet in my power to bestow? May not even this be a feint that will increase your triumph by affording a wider scope for your revenge?
If I have no ties and no affections, hatred and vice must be my portion. The love of another will destroy the cause of my crimes, and of my existence everyone will be ignorant.
Frankenstein paused to reflect on all that he had related. He concluded that the justice due both to him and his fellow creatures demanded of him that he should comply with the request. So he said,
I consent to your demand, on your solemn oath to quit Europe forever and every other place in the neighborhood of man, as soon as I shall deliver into your hands a female who will accompany you into your exile.
I swear by the sun and the blue sky in heaven and by the fire of love that burns in my heart that if you grant my prayer, while they exist, you shall never behold me again. Depart to your home and commence your labors. When you are ready, I shall appear.
He quitted his creator. Victor descended the mountain with slow steps. The stars encompassed the heavens. He wept bitterly, clasped his hands in agony, and exclaimed,
Stars and clouds and winds, ye are all about to mock me. If ye really pity me, crush sensation and memory, let me become as naught. But if not, depart, and leave me in darkness.
Kill the devil.